And- Okay, perfect. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Distortion Cast assessment. I am here with the after show, Sean Dyro, our season 10 alumni, and our three-time winner and alumni and returnee of the after show, Mike Jones. How are we all doing today?
Fabulous.
Beautiful. Are we ready to assess our lovely new cast for the Trials of Ra? All right, so we will be going in alphabetical order. So first we will be speaking about Austin. So Austin is 32 and is from Texas, uses he, him pronouns. Um, so whenever whoever wants to start can begin. Go right ahead.
Austin is super freaking smart. We played together in Kaleidoscope in Seven Deadly Sins, and we were on a tribe that we did really well working together. Austin's kind of like, I don't know how to describe it, but he doesn't seem threatening when you like talk to him or when you just like get to know him a little bit. He has that very like, wow, what? My name's out there? What? And he already knows damn well what's going on. He's very, I don't know if disarming is the right word, but he's very like threatening, but doesn't come off that way. And I hope to see some of that here because he's one of those people that can slit your throat and then you're just kind of not mad at him for it. So I stand Austin.
So, Austin. I've hosted Austin twice in two different seasons of Kaleidoscope. His first season he played what? Jungle Journeys, and then he came back as a second chancer in Seven Deadly Sins. And both seasons, there is a different gameplay. Um, and the gameplay that I want to see him play in this one would probably be his Seven Deadly Sins gameplay because he did better. Um, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, he did. Um, like Mike said, he's threatening, but not threatening. Like he puts like a mask on. It's giving that like it's giving Happy Death Day mask, like we're smiling, but on the inside, I'm gonna stab you in the back. Um, but yeah, he's smart. I wouldn't say he's a gaslighter, but like when you speak to him, you like you indulge into his like energy and like want to like work with him. And he's gotten better with his social game. So like I'm really glad, and I hope he can make it far. I see him getting at least two to merge and being an early merge boot.
When Austin is on the blue tribe, so we'll see how he ingratiates himself into that group there.
Yeah, I was about
I'm
to
not even gonna try to
say.
pronounce these tribe names.
I believe you were talking about Tutmos the Third. Yes, he is in the tribe of Tutmos the Third. Um, I know Sean had just hinted at where he feels Austin might place. Where do you feel within this cast Austin may stack up?
It depends because I feel like there's some people that play similarly to the way Austin does. So I think if he can get to the merge, if he can get those people out first. But I see maybe ninth place for our friend Austin. He'll be on the jury for sure. I would be surprised if he's not.
Do either of you have an inkling or maybe I guess my next question would be, what do you feel Austin's biggest hurdle from reaching further than what you are suggesting might be?
Like Sean said, and the only other game I've seen him really play in was Jungle Journey, and I think maybe a little too trusting in that situation with people. But then he turned right around, came into Seven Deadly Sins, and did not do that at all. Yeah, would very much. Yeah. So if we'll see which direction he goes. If he's a little too trusting, especially with some of these other people here, that might not be good for him.
Yeah, I would agree. Like his loyalty, he's loyalty to a fault. And like if he gives you some inkling of loyalty, that should be a signal that he's probably going to cut you closer to the end. Um, but yeah.
Okay, any final words or assumptions for Austin? All right, as we give the heart, we're going to move right along to our next castaway. It's Brandon. He is 39 from Los Angeles, a newbie to the org community. I believe he said this is his second or third game. Has played CTC previously, from what I remember. How do we feel about Brandon?
Would you like to go first for this one, Sean?
Yeah. Um, I don't know. This is gonna be a repeat, y'all. I
There's
don't
going to be a bit
really
of that. We're still on now, so.
I really don't know Brandon. Um, I did not watch a season of CTC, so I also don't know how fairly well or fairly bad he did. Um, he looks like a really, just looking at his cast photo, he looks friendly, but also intimidating. If I can remember watching the Meet Me video, I don't remember. But he looks like someone that I'm going to stop talking because I have nothing else. I feel like I'm pulling teeth here.
Yeah. So he was on Devil's Triangle the last season before that. I can't remember how he did, but like Benji said, still new to the community. He was the one that was zooming in the car doing his Meet Me video, which is how I did my first distortion intro video, so we stand that. I could tell he's from California before he ever said a word, which is a good thing. I don't know. Like I said, he's a new. We love newbies here, and he's on a cast with actually some gamers. He's on there with, actually, he's on a tribe with Dex, who we'll talk about later, Austin and Julia, who we'll talk about later. So those are people who might be looking for someone to scoop up and have a ally. And I don't know, he may be looking for someone to walk him through these early stages, or he might try to get some big move itis, in which case might not go so well for our friend Brandon here, but we love seeing newbies here. We need new blood. We need to see these people do well and stick around because I think we're all getting a little older here and we're all getting sick of each other. So we need new blood here. So I thinking maybe we'll see how it goes for Brandon. Maybe mid premer, he'll probably get to the swap phase.
I, as far as like placement wise, I can honestly I probably see him mid-merge, like a seventh, like yeah.
We shall see.
I'll chime in a hair because I did do Brandon's review. I would say both of y'all are very spot on with yes, he is very warm and charismatic, and people will draw toward that, I believe. My um I think my one qualm or interest to see is how well he's received while also mitigating any type of threat level. I think that from what I saw from the interview alone will definitely be his one hurdle to climb. Do you guys have any differing opinions?
No, I agree. I mean, I don't know if he's good at comps or anything, or if he would be someone that can kind of carry that way, but hopefully he can find his niche in this cast and snake on through.
Yeah. Um, I'm in the same boat. Like I feel like, I agree with Mike. I feel like he's gonna have to find his little thing. Like, for me, I'm always a villain. For Mike, Mike is always a social player. Um, like,
For sure. Everyone loves me.
um, it's also like you said, Benji, it's his second org, so the itis might kick in. People, when you start orgs, shout out to Cake. Every time she played an org, she wanted to make big moves. So I don't think he's going to do that, but I really hope he doesn't, because I do want to see him go
Yeah,
far in this
and
game.
also too, like one of the hardest things too is like learning the pace of this, like how one of the, at least for me, it was like how active is too active? Am I annoying people? Am I talking enough? How it's just there's so many little nuances that you have to learn in these things dealing with people, and we'll see if he's good at that, 'cause he's got some pros on his tribe with him.
All right, any final words before we move on? All right, chugging right along to our next castaway, we have Kat, hailing from North Carolina. What are some of our first opinions on Kat?
I feel like Kat is gonna be our chaos person on this cast. I don't know why. I just get the vibe of like a Coach RC from Cat, like someone that's just gonna be not so much a character, but kind of a character, I guess, but is gonna be fun to watch. I don't know Cat, but I'm just getting that vibe of fun, and I want to see where it goes. Thinking maybe 11th for Cat.
So I know of Kat. I don't think I've ever seen her play, nor have I posted Kat. Um, This is going to be interesting because the way like when I first saw her, I was like, oh, she gives like her personality kind of gives off if you take like a little bit of Karen, a little bit of Coach RC, and you put it in together, like I feel like that like she would put in enough chaos, but also I feel like she would also play more of an emotional game, um, and use that more than like be leveling the gameplay as far as like logic. But I love Kat from her Meet Me and her action video. And as far as placement, I do think she could go at like a swap.
And let's delve into that. Why are we choosing these placements for Kat?
Um, I feel possibly would try to do too much in a round where people don't want to do too much. And I think that kind of goes to the chaos aspect that I'm getting from Cat's personality. I feel like they'll be the one that wants to get a big threat out at a situation like that, and it will kind of come back to bite them.
Yeah, I agree with that statement as well. And if you also like look at the cast as a whole and you like individually, would you see Kat as the person who has the biggest social prowess? I personally, in my eyes, like I don't see her being the one to be like, okay. Or when she does try to make big moves, people are gonna be like, too early, or I'm working with that person. I don't want to do that. So then she becomes the person that gets targeted for it.
But we hope we're wrong and you slay Cat. So, but
All right.
unfortunately, some people there has to be pre-mergers. Unfortunately, that was mean. Oh my God, I'm sorry, Cat. Love you.
I think I do know what you're trying to say though. Like everyone has to have a placement in the game. And that's what we signed up for.
Yes,
Um,
I'd like to be wrong though.
if there's any, yeah, I agree. If there's anything I love to be, especially when it comes to where I think games will happen, is to be proven wrong because it makes such a compelling story and such a gravitating thing to watch. But yeah, any last final words on Miss Cat? All right. Going and hailing over to the next pyramid, we have Claire. And Claire is in the Ramses tribe. Ramses the second tribe. What are our initial thoughts on Miss Claire?
Mhm. I'm glad I'm speaking first for this because she's mother. Like when we all were doing the cast reveal, I was like, okay, she's a queen. She is someone definitely. I'm like, okay, if we ever play an org, I would sheep her. I don't know why. She's also gorgeous. Um, I believe this is also like one of her like first few games. I think she's played like what two other ones. Don't know how she did in them, but I think just based off her Meet Me video, the energy she was giving off in that was just like the vibe is there. Also, look at that. Like, if you look at her cast photo, take a look at her cast photo, y'all. Whenever you watch this, like, you already know she's a fun time. Um, and I can already tell she's going to be the social player where I don't think she's the one who's going to be dictating votes, but the one that is, how do I say that? How do I put this into words? Like, not an Andrew
She won't be
Denson,
driving the boat, but she'll be on it.
right? Like, I feel like she'd play like a similar game to like an Andrew Denson. I mean, that's what I'm trying to say.
That's a good
Like,
person to model yourself after. Um, Claire is giving me Joanne from DS10. Just like the really nice vibes up front. But there's a devious side in there. I want to see it. I want to see her like fuck shit up. I think there's a hidden villain under there. And if Grace has taught me anything, it's that people from Georgia can and will fucking kill you if you cross them. And I want to see
Theoretically,
theoretically.
hypothetically, look. Anyways,
Yes, but I feel like she's very smart, and I think she's gonna be someone to watch out for. And I think people are gonna underestimate her at first. And a little bit of Joanne from last season, maybe a little bit of Sabrina, but I personally think she's gonna go pretty far in this game. Just she has that vibe of I'm good at stuff, and I like her odds.
I'm gonna say this now. She's my winner pick, and if she doesn't win, she's probably gonna come in second.
Yeah,
Um, yeah.
I'm thinking
Oh, she could be a Rob fourth person.
fourth or fifth, maybe a Rob Goddess, but.
well, good thing we
Um,
have this on candid live camera to look back at after.
Hey, I
Dum
picked
dum dum.
Sabrina to win last season and she got third, so
the last thing I want to add on is I will happily, if she comes out into this game as a villain, I will happily turn over my villain crown and give it to her.
that's what I'm saying. There's a devious side in there. And if Karen was way here today, she would say there's a deviousness there.
Ooh, imagine Karen and her in a tribe together. Hmm.
Are they
They
in
would
that?
fuck shit up. No,
Oh, but
No.
yeah, she's on the Rams. She's on the red trade. Yeah, I think she can girl boss it.
All right. Any final thoughts?
Watch you get like 15th or something. And we're wrong, but
We're just gonna have to wait and see. Moving right along to our next castaway, we have Danny from Florida. Using she, they pronouns. How do we feel about how do we feel about Danny coming into this game? What are our first thoughts? What are our reads?
the read so far on Danny, I don't know. I can't really make heads or tails with them. I do think the line in their intro video of "I'm from Florida." Wait, no, no one's actually from Florida. Line was pretty funny. I don't know. I don't know them. I don't know anyone who has played them with them. Um, we'll see how she does. What tribe is she on?
Um, sh they are on they are on Tutmost,
Which is blue.
which is blue or like purple. Technically, it's purple, so like the purple.
Close enough. Yeah, no. I apologize, Danny, when you watch this back. I don't have a ton to say about you, but I am looking forward to seeing what you do in this game. So see if you can make me a fan out of this. But I'm looking forward to watching you do what you do and learning about your game. So we'll see.
first things first. When I was watching Danny's Meet Me video, I was like, okay, Danny can be someone just in the background, or Danny can be right in the middle. Um, looking at the tribe that they're on, honestly, I can't even tell you if Danny would be the first one out of that group. Um, and basing my one thing off of a photo sheet they sent in their project, they're a Disney lover. I love Disney, so yay. As far as placement, that is a question mark. And I really hope that they do well. And yeah, I do apologize. I don't have anything else to add on. So
The
That
VLDRs have been funny. Like
oh,
doing a get ready with me for your trust rankings, actually. Like that is funny shit right there.
that
So
is icon behavior. It's true.
yeah, no, for real. So I love that. So I did they play 1984, Benji, or
Not to my recollection. I believe so, but don't quote me on that.
okay.
Um, I feel like everyone here has either been within some sort of the org hemisphere, but haven't touched as often until they got here.
Got you. But Danny seems entertaining as fuck though. So I am looking forward to the Danny experience, no matter how long or short it takes.
Danny does have
Um,
personality. I'll say that.
mhm. So to follow up on three words that were hinted under the now, when it comes to distortion, how do we feel under the radar games normally stack up, especially with the cast that we have this season? And with Dan, how you feel Danny's game will go?
It depends. I mean, like Sean said, looking at the tribe that they're on, I feel like there's bigger personalities that are going to stick out at first. And I'm interested to see how Danny acclimates to that, if they're able to fit in with those personalities or if they get sniped. So I think being in the background would be good for Danny at first, but not too much in the background.
Yeah, that's why I said I think they're going to be in the middle because I do see people working with them and using them as like a number compared to like the other people on their tribe because going hold on. What we have Julia, Austin, Linz, Brandon, themselves, and then Marcel. So like those I can't even give like a confirmed answer on that.
That first tribal with that group is going to be fucking crazy, and I can't wait.
All right, any final thoughts?
I'm gonna crystal ball. I'm gonna say ninth for Danny.
Question mark.
Yes.
All right. And speaking of question marks, we're going to move right along. Passed away. Everyone, we're going to say hi to Dex from New York, 27. I believe also fairly new. We have a lot of like either fairly new or relatively new this season, which is awesome to see. What is our first thoughts on Dex?
You can start because I have a lot.
Which is good because I don't know Dex. Um, the vibe I'm getting just up front from them just seems like they might be a little mic coded where their personality could be a lot for people. Which I love. I think like anyone for who can make the VL entertained is necessary in this universe. Um, Possibly maybe a little too abrasive, but I live in abrasiveness. So I don't know how this will go for Dex because I don't know them all that well, but we love the Powerpuff Girl shirt in the cast photo. But I am rooting for Dex, who is not 37. So go Dex. Sean.
Hey, sexy Dexy. Um, sorry, CT. That's my main now. I'm just joking. Anywho, so Dex. Dex has played, I guess, on our side of the community. Dex has played one other org, which is Persist. Didn't do well. Um, and honestly, I don't know what he did in Persist that made him a target, but he's been he's new to our side. He's definitely new to our side. He's played Facebook orgs. He's played minis on Facebook. His original community he came from is Discord. So he knows like I guess. Anywho, I played a lot of minis with Dex. This man is a good gaslighter, and he's when he watches it back, I'm pretty sure he's gonna yell at me saying he's not a gaslighter. He's a good gaslighter. He's really on a social standpoint, he's good. Like he's a straight to the point guy. Will he lie to your face without lying to your face? Yes. Um, and he's loyal to an extent. Like if he finds his person, he find his person. What else? I do think the only concern I have with Dex would probably be the fact that he is too open, too upfront and direct. Because obviously sometimes in this game you need to lie more than you can be more direct, I guess. Is that if that makes sense? Um, because like people would love honesty, but at the same time, like honesty also bites you in the ass. And usually I've seen it happen to him multiple times. I actually played a Survivor card game with him earlier today, and I like he was boo the fooled when I blindsided him. But yeah, I love Dex. I hope he goes far. Um, I spoke to him about distortion, and I'm glad he applied. And the last thing I told him was, I hope you can beat my placement. So I hope he beats my placement.
Yeah, I'm feeling like on this tribe, it could possibly that upfrontness might be a bit, because I can speak from experience here. It's on a tribe with Adam, Kim, and you get the other people. Um, you know, it could bite him in the ass, but we'll see. I'm rooting for you though, Dex.
Yeah, looking at his tribe, I I could, and I do apologize, Dex, if you're watching this. I can see him being an early boot with this tribe. If he
Thinking
can get
boomer,
his
boomer bust for Dex.
yeah, like if he can find his footing, I think he will do well. The person that I know would probably reciprocate an allyship would probably be Adam. I think those two could get along. Grab Claire, they can throw it. But yeah, that's all I have.
All right, if we have no other thoughts for Mr. Dex, we're gonna move right along to our next castaway, hailing on Khufu, who as of tonight will be going to Tribal. We have Eric from Georgia.
Can I just say it?
Go for it.
He's giving Jacob Adorno with the yapping in the intro with in the cast reveal video. I feel like he's our yapper this season. He's gonna be the one just giving everything. Looking at his prod chat so far, he's already putting paragraphs in there, which is cool. I dig it. I feel like he might be a little too talkative, though. I think he might be a bit of a leaker. But just watching his intro video, he had the longest one. He's given Jacob Adorno vibes. And for that, I'm gonna say this will be our Ponderosa Mare, a la Jacob Adorno.
Sean.
First things first, Mike. I don't think there's nothing wrong with being a yapper. As a yapper
I didn't say it was a
myself,
bad thing.
um, the first thing I want to clock is there's out of everyone in this cast, coincidentally, he is also drinking champagne or whatever, alongside Claire, and they're both from Georgia. So like my reads is they know each other, but they're not gonna tell each other. Production hasn't really confirmed it with us if they know each other, but like my reads is telling me that
I
they know
mean,
each
would you
other.
like us to?
Yes.
Yes.
Since they will be seeing this post show, yes, they are IRLs. They are IRLs.
Look at Sean. So the thing is, though, like I mean, you had that last season with Joanne and Sam, and they never actually interacted. So fuck, now I want to see it. I want to see them swapped on
I
the same
do.
tribe. I want to see them swapped on the same tribe now.
Like now, like the big question mark since like Benji like confirmed it, like is if they do swap in the same tribe, or if they make it to the merge together, are they gonna keep it under wraps? Because we never got to see it with Sam and
Joanne,
Joanne because they booted her out early. Rest in peace. Love
bastards,
you.
bastards.
Not rest in. She didn't die. Just to confirm.
Her
Um,
game did, but
her
she
game
didn't.
did. So like, I as far as Eric as a player, like yeah, he's a yapper. I think he also expressed like big personality, like with his like intro, because what he talked about his gameplay, and that's the one thing I'm like, but also hit or miss, you know? Just because
Yeah,
you talk about something in your Meet Me video doesn't mean you're gonna do the exact same thing that you said in your Meet Me video. Um,
true.
Placement wise, I see him mid early merge, like a 10th, ninth.
I guess a question I will also ask for the both of you. Last season we did see um so a few we did see a particular pair of IRLs do disparagingly different in placement. Do you feel that will be the same case for Claire and Eric? Uh,
Maybe not as
do you
bad.
do you feel like coming into the game with someone is more of a advantage or a detriment as you get further along?
I personally think is it's a double-edged sword because like when you go into a game with an IRL, that's you would assume that's a number for your side. You're right, your own game, that's a number. But if you're looking at it as like cast as a whole, like they're gonna make bonds and they're gonna make trust with people that they would probably consider more like loyal to. And I don't know. I don't think they're gonna be like separated that early because Joanne, again, in season 10, she took a freaking vocal rest. And it didn't help her game that she took a vocal rest during a tribal day. I don't think it's gonna happen to either of them. And if it does, it's probably not gonna be because of a freaking vocal rest.
Yeah. I I don't know. I feel like if Sean is able to clock that just based off of a location and the type of picture that they took, these paranoid people in this game will probably figure it out, and any excuse they can look for to vote somebody out, they'll go for it. So, but I mean, we all know each other in these at some point, but I feel like if people are able to clock that, then, you know, might not be so good for them. But I think it's whichever one can throw the other one under the bus first will do better. And I'm interested to see which one throws the other under the bus first because we got
Or
robbed of that last season. I want to see it now.
or
I think
plot twist, they don't. Maybe they don't.
Then if they let those two get to the end together, then shout outs to Claire and Eric.
um if it is in that kind of direction where one of them has to throw each other under the bus, I think Claire would take the hit first.
Like take the hit, like take him out, or oh,
Yeah.
100%. 100%, yes.
I think, and the reason I said maybe they don't, these two, in my opinion, are very lethal separately. Imagine what they are if they are allowed to match up together. I think we could either see like very different end of the spectrum, but I'm more interested in seeing what happens when if they come together. But any final thoughts on Eric?
Good luck,
Oh.
Eric.
As we shift the tides of the next room of the pyramid, we stumble upon our next castaway, Forrest.
Jada.
Mike, would you like to start?
I know nothing about Forest. Their hair is really cool. Um, I don't know, just very kind of unassuming, just very like I don't know what word to use, but there's this very not threatening coming off in their intro video. And judging by their prod chat so far, just seems very kind of go with the flowy, which could be a good thing. Or what? I know they've kind of been busy so far that they said in their project, but you know, we'll see how it goes for them. I get hero of the season vibes from them if they make it far. I think just very chill then. So
And what about you, Sean? What say you?
So I don't know much anything about Forest. Um, Forest kind of gives me more of like a underdog type player, and as a viewer, I usually root for the underdog players. Um, f- I don't know. I just don't know. I feel like Forrest is someone that's going to surprise, or maybe not. I don't know.
I have um no idea of Forest as well. Forest is also new to me. I think that's what makes Forest very interesting is that because I know absolutely nothing about their game, I'm looking forward to watching and seeing that unfold within the context of Distortion Trials of Raw and seeing what their adaptability level is like, what they are like under pressure. And yeah, I'm excited to see how well Forest does.
Yeah,
Um,
I can say I would definitely play with Forest. They just seem very easy to get along with.
I agree. And Forrest is the one also like her tribe is the one that's going to tribal tonight. So I
yes.
hope Forrest is not the boot.
Fortunately, someone got to be though.
Better not be Forrest. That's all I'm gonna say.
Since we all universally don't are pretty unaware to Forest or have at least not gotten the privilege to watch Forest play, just from the small amount of observance that we have been allowed to, what would you say is Forest's strengths and maybe some weaknesses as well?
I think just how not threatening they come off. They just kind of have that very like laid backness to them that I get. Um, and I think that someone you could talk to that is kind of a little more on the low key side would be helpful. The other thing that might be bad with that is I don't know how much they would give. I feel like they'd be good one to talk at, but I don't know how good they'd be to talk to, if that makes sense.
If I'm going off based off what they've said in her pod chat, I think her downfall would probably be activeness. Um, but I agree everything else would Mike said when it comes to like what would be good for her. Like I feel like people would gravitate to her to talk. Um, I just think it'd be hard for her to be like, okay, yeah, this is what I have. This is what I know. Um, but like I said, I hope she surprises me because I don't know anything about her or her gameplay.
All right, do we have any final thoughts?
Good luck tonight, Forrest.
They'll see this after, but thank you for wishing them good luck
Well,
anyway. Pressing forward.
And can I just say it once though? And
Oh,
remember, only you can prevent forest fires.
oh, not where I thought we were going, but okay, perfect. Um, Considering we are in the pyramids and there's no forest fires there because it's already burning hot. Next castaway we are going to be looking at is Haley.
Haley.
And Haley is on the Ramses tribe this season.
I
Um,
said it about Sabrina last season. I'm gonna say it now. Winner.
But that's funny you said that because when I saw Haley, like watching her meet me, I was like, oh, this is a Sabrina.
Yeah, I'm like she's got that like confidence that kind of just pops off without saying anything, and then when they talk, it's just they're very confident in the way they speak, and I think that's gonna help
Mhm.
Haley a lot in this game.
And she's a mom.
We
I
love
wouldn't
mom.
I wouldn't expect her to be a mom. Not that it's a bad thing, but like she's a mom, so she knows how to deal with like kids. And sometimes orgers can be kids. Um, Now I think she's definitely going to be the social player. I think people are going to gravitate towards because of the fact that she's even just by her cast photo. I was like, I want to work with you. Um, I don't know anything about gameplay wise. I don't know anything about her aside from her cast photo and her meet me video, and that she's a mom, and I hope she does well. Placement wise, I do think she could be like a top three. I see her in the top three.
Yeah, I think she'll be sticking around for a while.
So what do we think the strengths and weaknesses of Haley
Like I said, it's just that like Sabrina had it last season. Like it's just that kind of confidence that just pops off. And they might have that mist that just kind of like gets you to want to work with them. So weaknesses, if people figure that out and clock that, and she goes because of that. So threat management might be a problem.
If we're comparing her game to a Sabrina, I think her weakness would probably be the fact that the people that she's not working with, but also is like aligning herself with, she won't give in when it comes to like giving information. Because that's kind of how like Sabrina was last season when I played with her. She wasn't really giving me information, but she gave enough. Um, as far as strengths, like I said, her social game, I think people are gonna gravitate towards her. I feel like another player hurdle she would have would probably be Karen. If I don't think her and Karen would get along in this game, gameplay wise.
Are they on the same tribe? No,
No, they are not.
they are not. But I have high hopes. Ooh, Shauna tribe with Claire. Ooh, that's gonna be interesting.
All right, any final words for Haley? All right,
Winner.
moving All right, moving right along to our next castaway, we have Kim from California as well. What are our thoughts about Kim? She is on the Ramses tribe.
I love Kim. Like I love Kim. Kim is so fun to have around. I've seen her kind of boom or bust in these games where she either goes early or gets really far. I have yet to see her be like a mid-merge person. She made it to the end in CTC, and you obviously have to be doing something right to get that far. But one thing with Kim is I've seen her like not be afraid to be confrontational with people, not be afraid to tell someone to fuck all the way off. So I personally, as a viewer, love to see that, but as in someone who would want to be an ally with her, that would be concerning. So I don't know if that's going to affect Kim here, but Kim's just fun to have around, and I want to see her do well in this game because she's good people.
I also love Kim. The one round I hosted Kim, um, in Kaleidoscope,
And how much content did she give in that one round, though?
she gave a lot of content. I mean, even in her project in Kaleidoscope, she was giving a lot. She was talking to people, so like she, because what she would you consider her still kind of like a new orger?
She played minis a lot before she started playing long term, but yeah, relatively new, yeah.
So she's new to like the long terms. So like she's getting her footing. She's found some type of footing to even escalate and maneuver herself through these long-term orgs. Um, I, she's another question mark. Like Mike said, she's made it to the end in CTC. She was first boot in Kaleidoscope. She's really never been in the middle. So she knows what she could do right. She knows what she could do wrong. Um, would she be like a middle road person? Placement wise, she's also a question mark. As far as like strengths and weaknesses, I think her strengths would probably be the fact that she is a like her social game is good enough. She knows how to hold information. She knows how to use her information in the correct timing. Her downfall, I think she's an emotional player. That's just based off like when I hosted her in Kaleidoscope. She was blindsided and she was also very fault like she was loyal to a fault with her people, and I think that's also gonna bite her, being too loyal.
Yeah, she's the most, and she's one of the most interesting people to see how she does on this cast for me. But I would love to see her make a deep run in this game.
So speaking to that, y'all said that she may be too loyal. Do you feel like that would be one of her detriments then, that she is too loyal and maybe won't know when to cut people because she likes the people that she's working with?
I mean, it depends if the people who she's working. The problem in Kaleidoscope was the people she was working with were the people she was working with, and then in CTC she was part of a group that was dominant. So I don't think being too loyal will be a problem, but she needs to make sure she's being loyal to the right people.
Yeah. Like I said, like her I feel like her downfall is being too loyal. Would I say being too loyal in the pre-merge stage of the game is bad for her? No, because I feel like you're needing numbers. That's the whole point of a pre-merge is finding your footing and finding the numbers to secure your spot in the merge and securing your spot even further into the merge. Now being too loyal late merge is definitely going to be a detriment for her, especially if she's in that power position.
Now, kind of knowing Kim and understanding these little bits and bobs with her original tribe, what would you consider to be her best foot forward, or rather, who do you think Kim will gravitate to?
I see her and Adam like really actually probably being a duo on that tribe, and I don't know why, but just something about those two together kind of makes sense. Or honestly, I'd be down to see a Claire, Haley, Kim, power trio running the show down there. So
Honestly, for me, I'd probably be looking at a her and a Z. Um, you know, like I feel like those two would probably be the ones that are more on the back side of things, and looking at the rest of the tribe, the other four are more out there with Haley in the middle.
Okay. Any final thoughts on Kim?
rooting for you, Kim.
All right. Moving on to our next castaway in the sandy pyramids of Ra. We have Linz from Ohio. What are our first thoughts on Linz?
I don't know Linz, but I know they've been on a lot of games lately with varying degrees of success. They're newer to like face cam orgs. I know they played a lot of Facebook games, so I think Linz will do well. Like I said, I don't know them at all, but I think they might be a little devious, have a little devious side to them. So I want to see it.
With that devious side, um, oh, that's a very good question, Sean. With Lynn's devious side, as you now mentioned, Lynn's is in a tribe with, the Brandon, the Danny, the Austin side of things and Tutmos. How do you think Lynn's will fare against those current amount of people as we reveal the rest of her tribe later on?
I think honestly, if she could lay low and let those bigger personalities clash, because big personality and big personality are going to need numbers. I think the best thing for her to do would be to kind of just lay low. Just lay low, get your footing, and go from there. But don't come out of the gate too hot.
Yeah. So I also don't really know Lynn's like that. Gameplay and personal. Um, because I played when I got roped into a mini last night. I She was in that mini and didn't really get to know her well in that one because she got advantage fucked. Um, but from that interaction alone in that mini, the vibe I got of Lynn's is like my kind of hit it on the spot. I see her being more of a like laid back person, observing everything and then taking the hit whenever she needs to and finds the right time. As far as like being on a tribe of big personalities, she definitely needs to lay low. Um, she needs to be the type of person that people need to go to her instead of her going to other people in order to like, I guess, stay in the game.
I guess to follow up on the whole laying low aspect for Lynn's, you can't lay low forever. So what do you feel would be Lynn's best effort as far as not fading too much into the background, but still, as you guys are saying, allowing the bigger personalities to go after each other first before they go after Lynn,
I
if at
mean,
all?
there's nothing wrong with being the survivor of the war or whatever when people eventually have to go at each other. So it depends how the game goes. I think if they can just kind of do their thing and let your bigger personalities take each other out, eventually those people are gonna have to go to her. So I think she just needs to be at the center of everything.
Okay, and then to follow up with that, I guess, let's see. Okay, with being on topmost, you said that there are a lot of varying personalities there. Have you had a chance to look at how well Lynn's is comp-wise, or do either you or Sean have any intel in regard to that? No. Um,
Negative. But a lot of these comps, though, like, most of them are luck based. We're not going to be asking them to hold up heavy things or you didn't hold up heavy stuff or balance on a thing. So, a lot of it are just, there's going to be some luck in it. And, you who wants to be the comp beast anyway? Because that person always gets voted out.
I have nothing else to say about Lynn's outside that I'm rooting for them. And placement wise, I do think I see her getting six.
I was going to say that.
Sure. All right. So moving on to our next castaway, we have Marcel. Sean, would you like to start out on your thoughts on Marcel?
Oh, Marcel. Where do I even start with Marcel? First things first, I'd like to say, Marcel, if you're watching this, I do apologize for anything I said moving forward in this cast assessment about you. It's all love, no hate. Um, Marcel is a snake. He will come off very friendly. Um, and when I play a lot of minis for Marcel. He will either ride with you or not ride with you. And when he does ride with you and he rides with a lot of people, he tends to be a snake because he has to pick and choose which one he has to work with. Aside from that, personality, he's a nice person. Um, he's fun to talk to. I play a lot of Roblox with him. Um, yeah, like, and he's also fairly new to this side of the community, and he's also was in the same season as Dex and Persist, and I'm pretty sure he made it to the merge and got idled out. Um, I would say his social game is impeccable. Like, if he can find his footing with his social game in this game, I think he can go far. As far as placement, when I say far, I meant like early merge far.
I say, Sean, get ready to hand over your villain crown because this is going to be our villain this season. You don't think so? I don't know. I just feel like like Marcel will be the one that's not afraid to slit somebody's throat or cut them or make a move. But the thing with them and like the very short time I've known them, they don't give off that vibe, but it's there. They come off kind of friendly and nice, but I feel like we have a villain here on our hands here, and I'm seeing like a seventh place for Marcel.
All right. Hi, I'm Benji. I sound a little different.
You do not.
Um,
You're not Benji.
yeah, I am. Anyways, so we've seen in the past, I've been playing Works for about 4 or 5 years consistently now. We've seen a lot of people go from like heavily playing minis into the long terms. I personally didn't watch Marcel in Persist, but do you think that Marcel will play like one of those like former mini players where Sean knows what I mean when I say like plays like a mini, right? Do you think that Marcel will play as such, or do you think that Marcel or do you think Marcel has what it takes to, adapt to the long term?
So he started off honestly playing long terms and then dove into
Okay, okay.
minis, from what I know. But to answer your question, I do think he has some good adaptability to his game. I mean, he made it to the Merge and Persist. Um, and he's won a lot of minis. So like, even though I know or long terms and minis are like vastly different because minis are 1 day and long term is obviously more than 1 day. I do think he has the capability of making it far. Um, the main question that Benji usually asks us what the strengths and weaknesses. I think Marcel's weaknesses would probably be the fact that he will probably align himself with a lot of people, and then towards the end, it's gonna be hard for him to pick and choose who he wants to move forward with. And his greatness, his strengths would probably be the fact that like he's good at being a good mailman, and handing out mail at the right times when needed.
Well, as I am Benji, I guess I'll ask Mike for Marcel's strengths and weaknesses as well.
I think Sean hit it on the head. Like I said, I don't know him a ton well. I just have a feeling he's going to be at the center of everything this season. Good, bad, or indifferent. I feel like Marcel is going to be the person that is just has his hand in everyone's cookie jar.
Anything else from about Marcel?
Mm. The one last thing I want to add is it's so weird because I know Marcel, Mike doesn't know Marcel, so Mike has obviously a different perspective. Um, I would have to disagree that Marcel would be in a lot of cookie jars in a way, just because sometimes he likes to. What's a different word for sheep? He's more laid back. I don't know, but
Well, I
again,
think
I'm just based.
what I'm trying to say, I think he's going to be the person, like you said, he's going to be aligned with everybody, and he's going to have some relationship with. I don't think we're going to see a lot of people saying Marcel doesn't talk to me this game.
He is actually. I think this is the only org he's playing aside from a Facebook org. So I do think I don't know. I stand with what I said. Sorry, Marcel, if you get offended. I do apologize, but yes, cheers.
With these small window of time that I've gotten to observe and see Marcel, even from when Distortion started their game nights and we were like playing a game and we were the final two, you could tell that Marcel just has that kind of charisma that people naturally gravitate towards, um, which I think works amazingly to their benefit. I think I had heard someone say this today that, people want to go through the game with someone that it's not just game with them. Like they want to be able to have those rapport and connections, not only in the game, but for those tougher moments to get through them. We are human behind the computer screen, so I really do gravitate toward that sentiment, and I think Marcel definitely like outstandingly exemplifies that. Not that everyone doesn't, but like when you look at Marcel, that's the first thing that pops into my brain. But any final thoughts on Marcel? All right, perfect. Moving right along um, to our next castaway in the pyramids. Um, from from Canada, we have Patrice. Now, fun fact, Patrice has not played an org since 2011. We are his first org back into the community. What
Second,
are the... Oh, second. My bad. Thank you for
yeah,
clocking me. Second.
yeah. So, I mean, we're their first org that they applied to, but we're their second org because they are currently playing Triumph at the moment as
That is
well.
correct.
Um, bonjour, Patrice. Let me stop. Okay. I don't know Patrice like that, gameplay or personal. I mean, a little bit. Obviously, from the Meet Me video, he's a dog person. He's very caring. Um, anyways, Mike. Um, from my knowledge, by a player or ex-player from Triumph, Patrice tends to play hard or does play hard, and I really hope he doesn't do that in this one. Um, I'm losing my train of thought. Who's on the tribe with Patrice?
He's on with
He.
Karen,
Hmm.
um, uh, Eric, Kat, Forrest, Zach Schmidt.
Yep, and they
That's
are
fine.
currently going to tribal at the
That's
moment.
a
So how
fucking group of people right there.
how do you think Patrice will fare socially with this current group of tribe?
I mean, I think if you just try to start something up again that you haven't done since the Obama administration, I mean, I think there's going to be some rust there. I mean, I was a senior in high school last time
I
he
was
played.
I was 10 when he played in
No,
the
for real. So,
or what, 2011? I was 12. I
yeah,
was
I
in
was a senior in high school.
I was
So,
in middle school.
I think maybe a little overzealous, possibly, maybe a little too excited coming out of the gate. Um,
The itis, that's the person you gotta think about. The person who wants to always make big moves. That is the person you want to think about is
yeah, I
Patrice.
mean, could he come out of the gate and be a little too excited to be doing this again? Or, maybe it's like riding a bike and he just didn't forget. I don't know. 2011 was a long time ago. There's been like 8 iPhones since the last time he played in org. So, but I want to see him do well.
Eight
I also want
iPhones
to
is
see him.
crazy. Uh, um, but initial strengths, weaknesses, thoughts on how he's currently doing, knowing that Khufu is going to be going to tribal in a matter of moments.
All I'm gonna say is 4 letters, MESS. I think this tribe is Hot Mess Express.
Yeah, this is
Um,
Lulu. This is Lulu.
Go into detail about the Lulu incarnate.
When you like, did you not see the first comp? Like 0 points. They were not hooping. And Karen has said in her project chat already, and a couple of them said in their project chat that they think they're the flop tribe. But that makes for good TV. So
All right. What kind of player do you feel Patrice is by observing him rather than how he answers his interview questions? Do we feel like he's more of a social, strategic, or physical threat coming into this game?
I honestly think all three. I think it's a mixture of all three. He owns his business, so he knows how to. I mean, he owns a business. You know what I mean. Like he
Well,
runs his
both
own
things are
business.
true. He owns a business and he can own his business. That is true.
Right. So like obviously owning a business, being that kind of person, you kind of know how to you know how to talk. Um, and I think he can, on a social standpoint, I think he can get out of situations based on that opinion. Do I think he's going to be a big threat moving forward into the game? Like later on, like if he makes it to the merge, he's definitely going to be a threat.
Because I
That's all I
mean,
have.
if he gets too far, that story of I haven't done this in 14 years and now here I am, I think he'd be a tough person to beat. So I think if he can just navigate what I am predicting as a hot mess on the yellow tribe, I think he'll be okay. But straight into the fire.
With that being said, and again, just kind of reiterating the fact that he hasn't been in an org since the Obama administration. Do you feel like that's more of a detriment or an advantage that he could utilize in the game, or how do you feel like his tribe mates would perceive that information if he even decides to use it at all?
Um, I don't know because it's like it's like me. It's like hold on, English. It I don't think it's gonna help or kill his game because it's like, oh, like you played orcs before, cool. Like, what are you gonna do in this game? You know? Because I
Yeah,
don't.
I mean, oh,
The
I'm
only
sorry.
difference. I'm sorry, no, you're good. The only difference is social media that changed with orgs. So like, he literally like, I don't think it's gonna. Anyways, continue, Mike.
No, I think he'll be okay. I mean, if he even decides to tell people, because I mean, I doubt any org he played back in the day is even still active, and you can go look up and see. So if he does, I personally wouldn't care. I would just be like, oh, cool, you haven't played in a while. What brought you back? So
Right.
I don't know.
Like
Like,
MySpace is not a thing anymore.
yeah, like I said, 8 iPhones. So
Well, just like MySpace, do you think he'll make it to merge past top eight? Uh.
um, unfortunately, I don't. Yes, I think possibly a little overzealous, and someone has to be the first boot, and I apologize, Patrice, but I don't know if you're gonna be here that long. Don't kill me, please.
If I had to compare him to an Orger gameplay style, I think it would be like a Scott mixed with a Sanam.
All right, any final thoughts on Patrice? All right, moving right along, we do have Zach. And Zach rounds out our Khufu tribe, who is going to tribal tonight. Initial thoughts on Zach, please.
I just get that, like, I don't know if evil vibe is the right word, but like,
I think we could choose a different word.
yeah, like if
You can say
Mark,
villain.
I might take it back. He might be our villain this season. He's
They,
very like
they.
Very Chris O coded.
And why is that? Why do we feel like Zach is automatically boom, villain T?
Kind of like evil genius. Like, oh, sorry. Like they're just kind of like evil genius. Like
Oh yes,
they're
and
gonna
we are
know.
using they them pronouns as well,
Yes,
Mike, just to
sorry. Like they're gonna know they're the smartest person in the room, and they're gonna like let that be known. Like, I don't know. I just feel like they're gonna be the big like a big threat in this game.
So I'll put a scenery. Flashback to Skype to Inferno season one, or
In
in
the
this
di
case,
the dinosaur world.
Kaleidoscope. The dinosaur world of Kaleidoscope.
Skype. The dinosaur world of Skype.
I hosted Zach season one of Kaleidoscope Inferno, and I believe they were the second boot because at the time I think there was a little commitment issues. They were busy with life. Now I played a lot of minis with Zach and Mike. I would say your reads are a little off.
Really?
They're
Okay.
yes, yeah. Zach is, I mean, not really off. And Zach, I when you watch this, I do love you. Please don't take anything to heart. Um, Zach is usually early boots. Zach always goes out early, depending on the cast. Um, Zach can be also like from what I remember from season one of Kaleido, a Debbie Downer at times, and I don't like. I hope because they're the one that's going to tribal. So I hope that they can be more active because the last time I've hosted them and seen them play, they were inactive and that's why they got out. Um, and initially the first round that Zach had went to tribal in Kaleido, Zach's name was out and they blindsided Corey. Um, I feel like Zach is just an easy vote, and I hate it for them because I could see their potential. They have a good social game. Um, I just I just think that they're going to be an early boot. I love you, Zach.
All right, any final thoughts on Zach? All right, moving right along. Hailing from the United Kingdom, we have Z.
You think it
And
feels
let's
good
not.
for Zach knowing he's not that they're not alphabetically the last person in the alphabet for probably the first time in their life? Um, can I say one thing about Z? That
Absolutely.
it is crazy in the cast photo. I love that shirt. Um, I don't have a lot to say about Z otherwise. Um, I don't know them, but we love a UK person, and I don't know, possibly a sleeper pick here.
I personally think, well, first things first, when I watched these Meet Me video, I was like, oh, people are going to sleep on him. People are definitely going to sleep on him. Because and I honestly, if I have to give him a role, he's the comedic relief. Um, he is funny. That whole Meet Me video, I was just laughing the entire time. Um, let's see. Mm,
Is he giving Taco Tony?
no,
Like, okay.
no. He gives me, if I had to compare him, I would probably say like, actually, I don't know. Actually, like a Brian Weber. Social games there, rides the middle a lot. And I can definitely see him doing that. Um, Placement wise, I feel like he's another question mark on my end. I don't know how well he's gonna do, and I don't know how bad he's gonna do. I feel like he's one of the people that I will probably get surprised by.
And Z does also round out our Ramses the Second tribe. How do you feel like he's gonna fare socially?
I have a fear that Z might be the easy vote come first tribal. Um, my fear with anybody playing in a different time zone is the activity level with the time difference. I mean, we saw it last season with somebody. It that's just tough to get around. So I have a fear for our friend Z that they could be an easy first vote.
As much as I want to like 100% agree on that, it's more of a like a 50-30. No, that's not math. That is not math. 70-30. Um, Going back to Dex stays up past midnight. So I could see Z and Dex having those late night conversations. And to bring back what I said earlier with Kim, I do see him and Kim probably working together because I feel like out of those two, they're the ones who would connect more because of I feel like they would be the ones who are more of like the laid back under the radar people. Um, Now do I see the big issue of the time zone being in effect or why he should go home? Oh yeah, because it's happened last season with Joel.
I haven't stepped in all thing, but I just want to say like the difference between Joel and Z that I've seen so far as a host is that no offense, Joel, I doubt you're gonna watch this, but Joel was inactive not because of his time zone. He was just inactive. Like Joel was very inactive with us preseason of Pure Imagination and really didn't bring anything into that. Whereas Z has been very active with us since the interview. They've been active. At the time of this recording, Z had just went on the journey. Um, Z has been very active in the game. I I personally feel that his time zone's not going to affect him in this game. And if it does end up down the road, then you can like I'll I'll admit it, but based on the activity we've gotten from Z so far, even now we're like, I don't know what I think if I figure this if I figured out time wise, it's like 1 o'clock or 12 o'clock for him around this time right now. Um like but he's still talking to people. So I think he's gonna do well activity wise.
Just to like give y'all an insight for the viewers that are not the players watching this, the reason why I think Z is funny because the last thing he said in his project, that's a lot of tongue action. Now, if that's not funny to you, then I don't know what your comedy relief is going to be.
We
Um,
love we love out of pocket.
yes, but yeah, I'm rooting for Z. I hope he does well.
All right, if there are no other final words, we're nowhere near done yet. We get a special treat to bringing back three captains to the game. So first, um, this person has played season, please correct me if I'm wrong, season two in season seven, three in season seven.
3 and 7.
3 and 7, our runner-up from Timeline of whoever wants to start.
Adam's just fucking good at stuff. Like, there's just no other way to put it. Like, he is going to be such a big problem for everybody in this game because if he's on your tribe, you want him there because he's going to help you win. But by the time you get to the merge, he is just such like a presence, like socially, strategically, and he wins comps. He is going to be an issue for everybody on this cast. I see him going very far in this game. I mean, he won player of the season last time he played in second chances. I've never seen him do bad in one of these games. Like maybe I'm wrong, but I never see him go like 15th. So Adam's going to be an issue. And speaking from experience, he is tough to get rid of and he is tough to beat. I
Yeah,
tried
because
a lot of ways to beat him in second chances and I couldn't do it. So I see Adam. If he doesn't get to the end, he's going to be like last juror.
yeah, no, I definitely agree with that because if correct me if I'm wrong, production, his first season, wasn't there a battle pack that he won and literally still made it far?
That was Timeline of Terror. So his
Oh,
first season he left pre-merge, and then his second season he got idled out, won the battle back, and was able to make it to the final four, final tribal.
like Adam has a story here. Out of no, not out of. Adam has a story here. Now going into gameplay, the first thing I want to mention, the one thing I do love about Adam when he plays orgs, even as a person, is the passion he brings. Um, like especially with Distortion, I've seen him play, like the passion he's given Distortion. I loved and admired even other orgs I played with him. Um, Now socially, strategically, and physically, definitely fits all aspects of his gameplay. As far as how far he would go, I honestly think this is a sad cast. Um, Another question mark on my end because it's either He goes out early or he makes it to the end. I don't see a middle ground there for Adam.
And he did just win the last. He did just win Mastermind too. So like
Right.
he knows how to do this.
Mhm.
He does.
So there will have to be shenanigans to get rid of Adam this season.
I've never played against Adam, but I have hosted Adam on two and now three occasions. Um, Adam is lethal if you allow Adam to be lethal. Adam has won my game. Adam, fun fact for Adam, I believe this is still true. Seb, correct me if I'm wrong. He still holds the record for the amount of individual comp wins or wins overall in Distortion.
Yes, so last season I was like, oh, we got tied, and then Adam reminded me of a comp he won. So Adam does still hold the individual comp record. I thought it was tied with Leo with six, but Adam actually has seven comp wins. So, but
Plus,
you're
Adam
Yeah,
is
correct.
like I'm saying,
charismatic.
he's just good at stuff.
He is, and trust me, I think Adam will always be lethal, and I think he has a high chance of going far because that's just how Adam works. He's passionate and knows how to work around people very well. Um, I don't see too much of a detriment to Adam's game overall. What would be smart of the other players to do is if they do recognize Adam's prowess, if there is a moment of weakness, to jump on
Take
it.
this. Oh yeah.
But what's also great about Adam's game is that Adam also knows how to miss the shit out of people.
I was gonna bring that up.
Please
Adam's miss.
go into it, please, by all means.
Adam's Adam's missed. And honestly, we're gonna talk about this person next. But what Adam's missed and Karen's missed, mm, that is something I want to watch. Adam's missed, honestly, like this man knows how to lie straight through his teeth. This man knows how to also tell the truth, but also lie at the same time. I don't know. He's too fucking good. If he's
Like I
nowhere in a
said,
position,
there's gonna have to be shenanigans. Dude, he's not gonna go. It's either gonna be like last vote, like something where he it's gonna be tough to get him out.
I feel like the only way you can get him out is and get idled out.
Exactly, like I said, got to be some shenanigans, some chicanery.
Anything else on Adam?
Loves Adam.
All right, moving right along. There's a reason she's not with us this season. It's because she is playing and captain for, with Adam being captain of Ramses, the captain of Khufu. So unfortunately, she is also going to tribal momentarily. We have from our after show now going into season 11, Miss Karen, Mother Karen.
Best cast photo ever.
For those who are not looking at it, if you go and find it on our socials, it's literally Karen with clown makeup on, and she gave us full permission to use this picture. It's an iconic picture.
And she wanted it to
And if
be.
you're lazy to go to the Facebook page or any of the Discord in the Discord server,
Pause.
oh, you can't even see it, but
It's shiny, but I think we get the gist unless you want
I
to pull down your.
I I also just want to specify. Is your phone in black and white too? Oh, it's your screen.
That's. I
Oh,
love
then
God
it.
then
damn.
No, I love that because I was thinking
okay,
the same thing.
We're gonna rewind. Anyways, I just want to point something out. So like unlike Adam and the next person we talk about, Julie or Karen was revealed on August 5th, 2022. It's about almost 3 years since Karen has played Distortion last. Um, I have for those who are watching and don't know, we did pick these three captains based on the fact that they were unavailable at the time of All Stars. And I mean, it's a long time coming for Karen. And I one of the I mean, Like, I'll speak on Adam real quick. Adam, like Mike said, fucking wins everything, and it's impressive as shit. Same thing with Karen. Karen always finds her way to make it far, and she keeps talking about how she's in her flop era because of Kaleidoscope All Stars. But I truly think that like her missed and like Adam's missed, and the next person we talk about missed. Like they are crazy. We picked three of the strongest org players to be captains this season.
Wow,
It's gonna be it's
fuck us, Sean. Damn. Kidding.
and you guys.
I
Sean, your mic ain't muted. Your mic ain't working.
oh, okay, I'll go then. I fucking love Karen. Karen is one of my best friends in this community. Um, Karen is one of the first people that I really clicked with in Kaleidoscope the first time we played together. Um, and like her, like she's not a comp beast like Adam is, but Karen just has this way of getting you to feel good while she's talking to you, even when she is fully planning on killing you. Um, there's a reason that, like, yeah, she flopped in Kaleidoscope this past time, but she made it to Final Five twice. Like, she always does good in these things. And if she's really putting her all into this, which I think she will, I think she will be here for a while.
Yeah, so I unfortunately did not have the pleasure of hosting Karen both her seasons of Kaleidoscope, but obviously the one thing, and there goes my Wi-Fi. Wait, is it me? Hello, we back? We back?
You're good.
Okay. The one thing I took out of obviously those two seasons she played, obviously Mike had mentioned she had made it to the final five and been the final five victim. Both times she came back. Um, yeah, just like Adam, she has this mist where you you just want to be like, can I work with you? Can I work with you? Like, I don't know. Like, she needs to have her own TV show too. I'm gonna be honest, she needs her own TV show. I love Karen. She has personality. Now, as far as this game, I'm sad that she's the first tribe going to, or her tribe is going to tribal. Do I think she is going to be the first one out out of her tribe? No, not necessarily. But do I also see the opposite end of, okay, the rookies will team up and get Karen out because she's played and she's a veteran? I can possibly see that. That'd be a gaggery of the season. Um, but no, so, I think her social game is great to the point that she can get herself out of those sticky situations.
And nothing else, I see these newbies wanting to keep a shield around.
She will
Like,
be misting all of them.
yes, and she is a very good person to have around. Because really, she, at least with me, my experience playing with her, I mean, she was pretty ride or die with me. So, I mean, I know beef, but also, I think Karen will be here for a while.
Yeah, I mean the game I played with Karen, we got to final three together, so I didn't win, but it's whatever. I don't care anymore.
Did she win?
Yeah, she won UNAM.
Get it, girl. Queen shit.
Now, if I had to categorize, so far we talked about two of the three returnees. Adam would be the physical. Like if I only had to choose one of the three aspects of Survivor, Adam would be the physical, Karen would be the social, and then the next person would be strategic in my eyes that we talked about. And that's it.
Real. If we have no other final thoughts, we'll get into our final castaway of the evening. She played Thrilltopia, and I'm sure she'll bring nothing but thrills into the trials of Raw. We have the Julia Rowe.
Fuck yeah.
Ah.
Um, no, Julia is funny as fuck to watch because like the spiraling I saw in her prod chat during Thrilltopia was hilarious. The amount of I'm going home, whatever, I don't care, I'm not even trying, and then would immediately just do something crazy to get herself out of whatever situation. Like I think she pulled off a 4-3-2 plurality at the merge, despite being in the minority there. So she just like pulls shit out of something to get out of situations.
Yeah, no, like I said earlier, Julia I would categorize her under the strategic aspect because I want to know what's in that brain of hers that she can just come up with these plans, execute it, and for the most part goes in her favor. Now sadly, the two games I played with Julia, one of them I didn't really engage, but I voted for her to win. The other one, we were not really, we were working together, but um, she had more priorities. But she was very strategic. She made it to the final three in that other org that we played in. Um, but yeah, she's another person who can also miss a lot of people. And I don't know, these three vets are here for a reason. They have a story to finish. And yeah, I don't placement wise for Julia, I out of the three, I do see Julia being the first vet out.
Ooh, hot take.
That's an interesting take. That is a hot take. Care to explain?
Um, I just think if we're gonna look at social prowess between the three of the vets, I think Julia's going to be because I see Julia also as one of like out of the three, she's also the underdog. I think she's more of an underdog story person than the other two because their gameplays are more out in the open, and Julia likes to play behind the scenes, and people will catch on to that one. Am I frozen? No,
No, not at all.
Mike is frozen.
No, I
Rip.
just wasn't moving.
Frozen because you're just not moving. But
No, I just
anywho,
wasn't moving.
that's my take. That's my reasoning.
Yeah, I see. Love you, Karen. Don't get mad at me when you watch this, but I see it being Karen, Julia, then Adam going. So, and I we'll see. I think the tribe Julia's on is very interesting because I just feel like that first tribal is gonna be interesting there because I just want to see who she's gonna find her group. She's gonna find her clique this game, whoever that's gonna be, and she'll just ride that out as long as she can. But we shall see.
Yeah, so like I said with Karen and Adam, like the three of them like are power punch players. They've all shown it in other games that they have what it takes to get to the end and play a successful game. Julia, her first time around, and she's even admitted this, did not put in full effort into Distortion and yet still played one of the best games that season. I know she jokes around with it a lot, but she truly did pull off like one of the most amazing moves in distortion ever at Final Nine with the 4-3-2. And she says that she's bringing the effort in this game. All the returnees have said that they have not been fans of their tribes. And sorry, returnees, but all of the returnees have said that they're not fans. At least this was as of yesterday, um, when the
No,
challenge
it's
happened.
it's it's been consistent.
Yeah, but yeah, I think personally, like, I don't know how the coaches or the captains are going to divvy out because Adam is a really good player, but Adam has shown in distortion that he will get voted out or at least eliminated in the pre-merge. Um, and for the after show, there is some sort of battle back this season. So it would be kind of funny if Adam was to get eliminated and come back again. It would be ironic as well. But I personally, I don't know. who's going to get ranked because I think all three of them are in that position right now where players want to work with them because they're returnees. So I don't know who's going to get like knocked off that perch first.
Now, what if we get to a point in the merge where if all three of them get to the merge and then it's just whose dick's the biggest? I want to see that.
That would be interesting.
That's wild.
That would be interesting. But I also don't see like because of the fact that they're vets and they both like all three of them have like a story to finish because Adam has made it to the end. You know, Karen, all three want to win. You know, as far as the other 13, right? 15. God, I can't math. Uh,
It's
15
15.
people who 15 people who want to win. These three are the ones who want it more than the other 15. So like it'd be very interesting to see if they all make the merge and see how they would maneuver themselves with each other.
I think that's it.
All right, that is all 18 players. I know they will see this afterwards, so I will send future regards of I hope that no matter where you place, no matter where you're at, I hope you enjoy this experience for what it is. You only normally get to experience this the amount of times that, you're fortunate enough to get casted. And I say this, um, being very fortunate to be casted anywhere at all, especially for Distortion. Make it something memorable. Make sure to have fun. It's a game. And overall, I hope that, you get new friends out of this, you have fun. If you win, kick ass, take names, really give, and I hope throughout the season that they continue to give some thought on what it means to them to become the sole survivor for Distortion.
Amen.
Let's put it
Uh,
let's put it on wax, Sean. Who's winning the game?
Biasly, I want Claire. Strategically, I think Adam.
I'm saying Haley.
Um, Aside from that, the one thing I want to say when you guys finish watching this, or at the when you guys watch this, the one thing I love saying when it comes to being a production member is, you know, placement does not define you as a player or as a person. And for the newbies, apply to other orgs. There's a lot casting. Pretty sure by this time we release this.
There should be. And if we said anything that you personally don't like, please send your emails to distortionsurvivor@gmail.
That's crazy. And with that, we bid you adieu for now.